Hello, everyone, and welcome to Soul Shift Saturdays. I am your host, Kat Sticker, and today we are going to talk about summer skincare. So I hope you get ready for this because we all have something in common. We all have skin, and we want to take care of it. So first, let me just take a little moment. Wanted to play some fun music, but just take a little moment of silence for Tony. Tony was our hermit crab. We have two hermit crabs, and Tony passed away today. And we haven't had a chance to lay Tony to rest. He only passed away a couple of hours ago. Excuse me. But we'll miss Tony. He was like a mystery crab because he went missing for the longest. And we thought we only saw one crab for, I would say, several months. And I was like, at first I thought he was in hibernation, but it was already kind of warm weather. And I dug through the whole tank looking for Tony and never could find him. I sifted through all the dirt. So we thought Tony had somehow gotten out of the tank. And then eventually Tony showed back up, and then there were two crabs again. I don't know what happened, but he seemed okay. He seemed fine. And then today he was out of his shell and he was not looking well. So I put like bigger shells around him, trying to give him an opportunity, but I think it was too late for Tony. It looked like his little feelers had fallen off, and he passed away. So we wanted to have a little moment of silence for Tony. But Captain lives on, and Captain will carry on his memory. Captain's the bigger hermit crab. So I don't know if they had some altercation or what happened there. It's kind of a mystery. But I do want to talk about summer. I hope everyone's having a great summer. It's July. This is my birthday month. It's a little hot for me, and it's been raining a lot, so there's a lot of mosquitoes outside. I'm not spending that much time outside, but I know most people, they like to spend time outside in the summer. It's their chance to get out, go to the beach, go to the park, especially if you're used to living in a cold climate and you want to get some rays from that life-giving sun. But as everyone should already know, there are risks when you get in the sun because of the UV rays. And there's different types of UV rays. None of them are good for your skin. So we got to have that protection. And I wanted to share with you, let me see if I can share this file. It's just a little, let's see. How's that? All right, so this is an example of a little cutaway of a block of skin, your epidermis. And so your epidermis is comprised of all these different layers. There's like three main layers of your skin, and then there's all these little complex of different things in the skin. You know, you've got your hair follicles in there, you got some arteries and veins, some nerves. Did you know that in the human foot, there's over 200,000 nerve endings just in one foot? So just think about how many nerves you have in all of your skin layers. And there's different types of nerves, different types of receptors, I guess, that pick up different sensations like pain or temperature and that type of thing. Feeling, and some of them turn on and off. So for instance, the receptors on your skin when you're wearing clothes, those kind of turn off so that your clothes aren't bothering you every minute. So sometimes, you'll be wearing something and then you forget you're wearing it, like a hat or a silly headband or something. And it's because those receptors eventually kind of turn off and those resources are allocated elsewhere. So your skin's really a complicated organ, and we need to make sure we're taking good care of it. And just think about like how many times your skin regenerates, you shed skin cells, you grow new ones, and then things can go wrong. For instance, if you spend too much time in the sun. All right. So what are some important tips for summer? Well, first off, let's talk about sun protection. So when we get in the sun, we need to make sure we're wearing sunscreen. And sunscreen needs to have zinc oxide in it or titanium dioxide. Now, those are two ingredients that are recommended by the US FDA, Food and Drug Administration, as critical ingredients to sunscreen. So you can make your own homemade sunscreen, but you need to make sure it has one of those ingredients in there so that it's protecting your skin from those UV rays, because a lot of formulations for homemade sunscreen don't contain the actual ingredients that block those harmful rays. And that's what we're trying to do is keep that out. And even if you don't get a sunburn, you can still sustain sun damage. And that sun damage can build up over time. So at first you don't notice it when you're young and beautiful. And then as you get older, you start noticing that your skin's changing and you start getting like coloration. Now you can see on my arm right here, I have some discoloration. And I have all this dark part and then it fades into the white part. Well, this white part is my normal skin color. And you can see it, my skin is very light, very fair skin. And when I started showing up with these like splotches of tan looking color, it didn't look like moles, and then eventually kind of all grew together into a suntan looking spot on both arms. I have that. I asked the dermatologist what is that, and the dermatologist was like, well, you're getting a little older. And I was like, excuse you? You do not just say that I have age spots or something, right? I'm not that old. Well, apparently sun damage when you're younger can show up before you get to the age you'd think you'd have to be to get like sunspots or aging looking skin, especially if you're fair skinned. So those are things that you don't really think about when you're younger. Now, I didn't spend a lot of time in the sun when I was younger, but I did have incidents where I got burned really badly. And then there was 1 year that I spent a lot of time in a tanning bed. And I got like, I don't know if you've ever been to a tanning bed. Tanning beds are really bad for your skin, as you can imagine. And I'm sure you've heard warnings about it. But all my friends were going to tanning beds. And if all my friends went, I had to go too. Duh. And I was spending time almost every day for about a year in a tanning bed. I mean, not that much time, just a few minutes. You're like, oh, it's just a few minutes. I'm not getting burned. And I look so beautiful. Well, that after just 1 year, and I quit doing it, changed the texture of my skin. It made my skin a lot thinner. And then I believe it caused this darkening of the skin later. So that's warning to you folks who are interested in tanning beds. Hey, Dash. Hey, Michael. Hey, somebody caught a Saturday Live. That's great. I'm glad to have you joining in. And so we have people joining in from Facebook, from YouTube, and from Twitch. And everyone's, I just want to welcome you all to the show. And if you're catching the replay, leave a comment and let me know you watched the replay. So we're talking about the summer skincare tips and talking about sun protection. Important to use the sunscreen. Don't get in a tanning bed. Don't spend more time in the sun than you have to. There's no such thing as safe tanning. Except for maybe like the spray-on tan. And I don't know about, and I'm not advocating that because I don't know what kind of chemicals are in the spray-on tan. I did try the spray tan from like the tanning salon one time, and it was a horrible, traumatizing experience for me. I never did it again. because one of my friends was doing this. She was like, you got to do the spray tan. That way you don't have to do a tanning bed or get in the sun, and you can still have a tan skin. So I get in this tanning bed, or it wasn't a tanning bed, it was a booth. So you walk in this booth, and then this voice, it's like a computerized voice, will count down like 10, 9. It sounds like a rocket launch, right? And then you're supposed to hold your breath while you get sprayed by these jets that are spraying this tanning spray all over you. And then you get like a 10-second break, and then they do the other. Then you're supposed to turn around and they do the other side. And I don't know, when the spray hit me, I panicked and I couldn't hold my breath anymore. And then I was like breathing in the spray, and I felt like I couldn't breathe for the 30 seconds. It was horrible. And then it was like counting down the 10 seconds. I think it was the countdown that really just freaked me out. I was like, oh my God, I can't do this. Let me out. And I don't know. I never went back. It wasn't a good experience for me. And since then, I've learned to embrace just who I am naturally. And I don't try to do the self-tanning stuff anymore. I'm just like, this is who I am. I'm fair. And that works for me. So enough about tanning. What about, okay, so, also, if you're wearing sunscreen, you need to apply it on like every 2 hours. And don't forget, like, the backs of your ears, or the tops of your ears, the back of your neck, and your lips. So they make like chapsticks and stuff that have the sunscreen in there. You need to use at least SPF 30. And then for makeup, they do have makeup with SPF in it. So like the makeup I have on now has SPF 20, I think. And then I do have some powder. It's like SPF 19. But that's not enough, because you have to keep reapplying that. So what they recommend for summer is if, like, say you have uneven skin tone or something, you want to wear makeup, they have like tinted sunscreens that you can use instead. And that way you can keep reapplying it. I don't know. I haven't tried a tinted sunscreen, but if I was going to spend time on the beach and I wanted to wear makeup, which I don't know why you want to wear makeup on the beach, unless maybe you're having a photo shoot or something. I guess that's the way to go. All right. So what's something else? You can wear UV protective clothing, sunglasses, and hats. Those are popular items for keeping the sun off you. And so I have a friend who, like, say when you have really short hair, like like short in the back, short on the sides, that's when your ears in the back of your neck are more exposed, right? I usually have my hair long, and so I don't have as much issue with that. But I have a friend who gardens a lot, and he got skin cancer from the sun on the back of his neck. And he was applying sunscreen, but he didn't apply it back here, I guess, enough. And so the doctor told him he needed to wear a hat. And so wearing a hat with a brim, that really cuts down on that type of exposure. And then your eyes, you don't want your eyes exposed to all those UV rays either. So wear UV protective lenses in your sunglasses. Now, what happens if you do get a sunburn? Well, you're going to want a sunburn solution that works for you. Aloe vera and black tea have really healing properties for sunburn. Now, aloe vera is a plant that is a succulent, and it has like a gel inside, just like any kind of cactus. It has a gel inside, and that gel is good for burns, not just sunburns, but if you burn yourself on the stove or something, apply aloe vera. It helps to heal and protect the skin. So you can buy a lot of sunburn products with aloe vera in it, but if you get you an aloe vera plant, you can just use straight aloe vera from the plant. That's what I recommend. Also, black tea has tannins in it. The tannins in the black tea are good for the inflammation and burning. Also, apple cider vinegar. So if you run yourself a cool bath and put about a cup of apple cider vinegar in the bath, that's going to draw out a lot of the pain from that sunburn. Don't use hot water if you have a sunburn, or that will keep you cooking like a stew. Also, I have written up some recipes for some products. Now, I didn't write up like a sunscreen recipe because I'm kind of funny about homemade sunscreen. I'm concerned. I don't know what kind of SPF it would turn out. So I kind of recommend the store-bought sunscreen so you can know what SPF you're getting. But things like the sunburn care, I have like a whipped buttery sun care recipe, and I'm going to post that in the Soul Shifters Guild Facebook group. And then I have a few other ones I'll go over in a minute. Now, also in summer skincare, you're going to be sweating if you're outside. It's hot and you're going to get sweaty. You're going to want to bathe a lot. You might want to bathe several times a day, but warning to you, if you're over cleansing, that's going to dry out your skin, and that's not good for it either. And then it's going to be rough and raw. Between the sweat and the cleansing, it's just rubbing you too much. So instead of washing so much, just don't wash your face more than like twice a day. But you can get these little blotters, and then for your body, use cotton material, like a cloth or something, to blot the sweat off your body. And, you sweat to keep yourself cool. So that's actually helping to keep you cool. Also, be sure to drink enough water, right? If you're sweating a lot, because you got to replenish. But they sell these little face blotters or little papers that you can blot your face. It's better than just washing yourself, especially with soaps. So don't over cleanse. Next, exfoliate weekly. So when you're using a lot of sunscreens, that builds up in your pores, and also the sweat can build up in that salt in your pores. So you want to exfoliate, but you don't want to do it too much, because if you do it too much, that's going to irritate your skin. So don't do it more than once a week. And there's a lot of exfoliation products on the market. They're inexpensive. You can make your own. And so I posted, I haven't posted it yet. I'll post it after the show. I forgot to post it beforehand. I'll post a recipe in the Soul Shifters Guild Facebook group on how you can make a brown sugar body scrub with just homemade ingredients. And that's going to be really good for your skin for summer. Similarly, with your feet, if your feet are exposed to the air a lot, you're wearing flip-flops or sandals, you're getting them hot on the hot sand, that's going to tend to make my shirt's getting caught on my chair. I'm like, oh, you're going to get dry, cracked feet, potentially. At least your heels can start getting really rough. And you can go have a pedicure, spend a lot of money. You can exfoliate your feet more often, so you can use that same sugar scrub. But also, I'm posting a recipe on a foot soak you can use. So there's a lot of different recipes out there for foot soaks that will get that dry skin off. And I have one that's using a tea, like a green tea for that. So you can use this foot soak recipe. And then there's also a moisturizer as part of that. So you're going to soak the feet, then you're going to use the moisturizer, and then put your feet in some socks. And you do that right before bed, and then it has all night to absorb the moisture. But you want to wear socks after you moisturize your feet so you don't slip down and fall and hurt yourself. Right? All right. So what else? How else can we take care of our skin in the summer? We got to look at what we're taking in, internally consuming, eating for healthy skin. So here are some foods. I made a little banner. Foods that are good for your skin. A lot of nuts, because of the oils in the nuts, are good for the skin. Almonds in particular, but also things like pecans and peanuts are good for your skin, so not just tree nuts. Of course, if you're allergic to nuts, don't eat the nuts. There's plenty of other foods that are good for your skin too. Avocados, because avocado oil that comes from the avocado, that's really good for your skin. Mangoes, fish with omega-3 oils. Citrus fruit, tomatoes, they have the lycopene. Any of those foods with lycopene, I think bell peppers are another one. Carrots and olive oil, including all of those in your diet or some of those in your diet. It's going to really add that moisture to your skin for summer. Yeah, so pampering is really good for your skin. It's also good for your state of mind, right? You're going to feel better about yourself if you're taking good care of your skin, because if you're going around and your skin's burned and flaky and not looking good, you start feeling bad about it. Now let's avoid certain foods. Let's see, the ones that all taste good, right? The fried foods. Dairy, not good for your skin. Refined carbohydrates, what does that mean? That means like cake, donuts, all the tasty treats, candy, stuff like that. Unhealthy fats, any kind of stuff that makes you gain weight, also probably not good for your skin. And these types of items, they can cause acne. And so especially if you tend to have oily skin. Now, I tend to have really dry skin. I've always had really dry skin. When I was a teenager, I was very lucky I didn't get acne. I didn't suffer from that because I didn't have hardly any oils on my face. I've always had to moisturize, keep lathering on the lotion. And the older I get, the more I have to moisturize, the drier my skin gets. So if you do have acne as you get older, it'll probably get better. So you'll start drying out like a raisin. So, in winter, of course, the winter air dries us out, but then the summer sun and then exposure to the salt water and stuff like that can dry out our skin too. So we want to try to get the right oils into our diet and avoid the kind of fats and oils that are bad for our health, because those kind of oils can actually irritate our skin and cause not only acne, but things like psoriasis or eczema to come up. And then, of course, avoid salt and alcohol. Why avoid salt? And I mean salt in your diet. Salt is going to dehydrate you, and it's hot out. You're going to be dehydrating naturally, and then alcohol is another dehydrator. So, and also there's other effects that alcohol has on the skin that are negative. People that drink too much alcohol or drink alcohol too regularly, they get that blotchy red look on their face. That's caused from the alcohol. It messes you up. So especially if we're losing fluids through sweat, we want to avoid alcohol and salt and drink lots of water. Also, if you're spending a lot of time outside because it's summer, you might have more allergies, and that can cause a lot of puffiness in your face. And sometimes I'll be like, oh, I didn't eat a lot of salt, or like, why are my eyes so puffy? And it could be like a lymphatic blockage or a sinus issue. And those things can be caused from allergies to stuff outside. So what do you do? Well, there's certain things you can do, like tapping or rubbing for if it's a lymphatic thing. You may have allergy medicine that you take, but also you can turn to some natural solutions like cucumber and potato. Did you know that those things, and you've seen pictures of like the cat at the spa with the cucumber slices on the eyes or whatever. Well, that's a real thing. You can slice cucumbers. It's really nice if you put them in the freezer or the refrigerator and get them really cold, and then put them on your eyes, and that will reduce the puffiness because of something in the cucumber. And also the same with potatoes. And actually, I didn't know this, but potatoes are a better puffiness reducer than the cucumbers. So you just put a slice of potato on your eyes. Also, you can just make cold compresses from a cold, wet cloth. You can put those in the freezer and put that on your eyes. That'll help with puffiness. And then green tea. Green tea is another puffiness reducer. What you can do with the green tea is make yourself a cup of green tea, and then take the tea bag after you're done with it. Wait till it's cool. You know, put a hot tea bag on your face. Wait till it's cool. You could even put it in the freezer or put it in the refrigerator, let it chill out, and then put the tea bags on your eyes. You could do it once if you just have one tea bag. You know, you could use it for both sides, or put it both at the same time, and you'll experience a reduction in puffiness. Also, apple cider vinegar. Don't put apple cider vinegar in your eyes. But if you drink some of that every day, now I don't recommend necessarily drinking apple cider vinegar. That's going to taste bad. But what I like to do is just put it on some salad. If you have a side salad every day with a couple of tablespoons of apple cider vinegar and some oil in there, maybe some olive oil, because that's good for you, remember, that's going to help you with puffiness. And with allergies that cause the puffiness. Also, you can make an herbal tea, and some of the ingredients in herbal tea that's good for allergies are nettle. So there's stinging nettle and nettle leaf. Those are both good. Also golden seal, peppermint, and of course the green tea. So you could mix all those together. You could use any combination. You could just use one. And then you may have heard that getting some local honey, because of the pollen that the bees use to make the honey coming from local plants, helps you to build up resistance to certain allergies. So you can make you a little herbal tea, maybe just some green tea, put a little honey in that. It's going to help you with allergies and then the puffiness on your skin. Let me check the comments here. Oh yeah, the potatoes. Okay, someone says I have to be careful with the moisturizers I use. You know what? Me too. And that's why I'm not recommending any particular products, because everyone's different. The makeup and the moisturizers that I use are all just the cheap, over-the-counter kind. I don't go and spend hundreds of dollars on aging moisturizers. I don't go to get the makeup from the mall, the Estee Lauder or anything like that, because I haven't found that stuff's any better than the cheaper stuff. I do have to be careful on, my skin's really sensitive, and I can't use moisturizers that have like scent in them, or soaps and stuff that have a scent. For the most part, that I have to use pretty mild stuff. There's only certain brands that agree with my skin. And then like body lotions, certain ones work out well for me, like Eucerin and Lubriderm and stuff like that, because I have psoriasis and my skin is so sensitive. Anything will just make it break out or burn. So there's just certain ones I can use, and a lot of the like homemade ones, I can use, but definitely sensitive to a lot of products have alcohols and things like that in them, and I don't know, it just doesn't agree with me. So I'm not recommending any particular products. You just have to find what's going to work for you, but I definitely recommend that you find a product and moisturize with it. Moisture in the summer. Your epidermis will thank you, and as you get older, you'll be thankful that you kept your skin moist, especially if you live in a dry climate. Like for instance, Colorado is very dry. A lot of places in California, the West Coast, they're all have dry air. That dries you out more. Now I live in Houston. We have very humid climate here. That's really good for your skin. Not so good for your hair because your hair gets all frizzy, but I definitely would say no matter what climate you're in, your skin will thank you if you keep it moisturized and healthy. And also just eating for your health is obviously good for your skin, because the same things that are good for your health in your body are also good for that epidermis. So keep it real with that. I appreciate everyone joining today. I don't have a real long show today. Just want to talk a little bit about skincare, since this is the pillar of body today, and it's such a huge organ on your body, and the nerves in your skin are so important. We want to make sure that we're not killing off those skin cells unnecessarily, making them all shrivel up and be raisin-like, be all leathery. You want to have moisture, because if your skin gets real leathery and stuff, you're not going to have as much feeling on those parts of your skin, and you want to feel what's going on out there. You want to know. So let me know about your skincare routines, what you like to do in the summer. If there's any products that you guys recommend, I'm fine with you posting those. And I'll see you next Saturday. We'll be on the Pillar of Mind. And I love you guys. Bye.